My name's Heidi Alexander. I'm the Labour Member of Parliament for Lewisham East. I don't really know where to start. I think the most simple way of starting is to just recognise that we are in an almighty mess at the moment. We were told that this was going to be easy, weren't we? We were told that they need us more than we need them, that these trade deals would all be lined up so that Liam Fox and Boris Johnson could be on their new royal yacht, sunning themselves in different countries with all these fantastic economic opportunities. We were told that there would be £350 million extra per week for the NHS. We were told that we'd be staying in the single market and that we could control immigration at the same time. And we all know that these things were lies. They weren't true. And so we are in one almighty mess at the moment. And the reality of what is going on in our country at the moment is that prices are going up in the shops because the pound has gone down. People are finding it more expensive to go on holiday. The country's credit rating has been cut. We've gone from being the fastest growing economy in the G7 to the slowest growing economy in the G7. Businesses are actively considering moving jobs overseas. More people are experiencing racist abuse on our streets. And those doctors and nurses that in the last decade have come over in huge numbers to provide care for us and our loved ones in the NHS are saying that they no longer feel welcome. And they're leaving, and people aren't coming in their same numbers. So it is an almighty mess, and we have to stop this extreme ideological assault on our country's future. And that's what it is. But if we're going to do that, we need to have some difficult conversations. And when people talk about reducing EU migrants to our country, and they talk about immigration, we need to say, if you reduce EU migration to the UK, there will be fewer people paying taxes in this country. There will be fewer people spending money in the shops. There will be fewer people coming to plug gaps in our labour force, which we have because we are an ageing population. I don't have children. I'm a 42-year-old woman. I grew up in a working class family in Swindon. I was the first person in my family to go to university. I benefited from a good education, and my choice was to pursue a career in politics, to make a difference in a way that I felt that I was able to do. And I don't have children, and lots of my friends have taken a similar decision. And there's a fundamental question about who is paying for our pensions, who is providing care to ourselves in 20, 30, 40, 50 years' time, because this country is dependent upon immigration. We need to be honest about that. And when people say to us, what about the pressure upon the NHS? What about the pressure on the housing market? Explain to them that it's not migrants who are causing these problems. It's the product of a Tory government in Westminster. And ask people, when was the last time you went into an accident and emergency hospital, or you went to visit a relative who was in a hospital ward? Ask them what they saw and say to them, it wasn't a queue of migrants that you saw at the door. It was a ward full of doctors, nurses, porters, cleaners, support staff who were providing care in our public services.